So again, you were watching the JFK, and approaching the camera are some delays as you're heading northbound. And it's the worst between about F and Q at this point. Rather congested travel through that stretch. Continue to watch that, but delays do extend all the way to Cornhusker. You're going to want to be ready for things to be slow as you go through that stretch. Of course, we've also been watching Dodge. As I was mentioning a little bit ago, that we do have some issues with some delays that are showing up as you are approaching 90th eastbound back to 680. You've got some lane restrictions there on the right. If you look closely, you can see some cones that are showing up there in that right-hand lane, so that limiting to the traffic a little bit through that stretch, and that's where you are looking at things slowing down as you head eastbound on Dodge. Let me show you the overall picture of what things are looking like throughout the metro. What you're going to see is that little orange speck where we were just looking at on Dodge approaching 90th. That's the delays with travel about 10-15 miles per hour between 90th and 680. A lot of the alternate routes that you could take, such as Maple, Blondo, and Pacific, are moving along pretty well. If you are looking at avoiding Dodge, you do have a few different options there. There's where I was just talking about with the JFK, some yellow showing some of the slowdowns that do extend back to Cornhusker. And then a couple of other spots that are slow. That includes 370 eastbound approaching I-80, 144th southbound approaching I-80, and then just a couple of spots on center where things are a little slow, including as you make your way toward 180th westbound, toward the split there with Industrial. As you're going westbound on center, you do have some delays there. And then you've got 204th, which does tend to slow down at this point between Gretna and Elkhorn, both directions showing some congestion there. But we are looking at a lack of any kind of big issues that have popped up from crashes or anything like that. It's all about just some congestion that we're looking at. I want to show you the JFK. There we go. Some congestion that we've got from I-80 back through that stretch. It's at the worst as you're getting near Q Street as you head northbound on the JFK back toward about Chandler, but you do have some delays that extend back to Cornhusker right now. I'm going to pull up our camera at 90th and West Dodge again. We'll watch this for a little bit full screen as people deal with the lane restrictions in place as you go eastbound on Dodge. So a lot of travel, or a lot of traffic, I should say, trying to get its way through that lane restriction on eastbound Dodge. This is near 90th, where the right lane is closed, and you can see the headlights that go all the way to the end of that shot. They're back towards 680. This is what it looks like in map form. You can see how slow things are. You start looking at some estimated speeds. You're down around 5 to 10 miles per hour now on a lot of that stretch. It's really struggling as you're approaching eastbound 90th on Dodge. So be ready for that to be an area where you run into some delays. Again, when we check out some of our surrounding roads here, you've got good travel on Maple. You've got good travel on Blondo. No issues on Pacific. Center a little slow near 90th. So I would stay with those other 3 that I mentioned. You could, of course, also use I-80 if you desire to. But overall, one more check of the overall map. You can see just some congestion showing up on a few of our roads. JFK pretty slow northbound between I-80 and Cornhusker. You do have some delays, though the worst of it is between about Q and Chandler northbound. We mentioned the Dodge delays, and then just a couple of other spots that are slow on 370 as you get near 90th or so. As well as between Gretna and I-80, some delays showing up there as well. So I think with that, we'll wrap up this live stream. We are looking at a mostly smooth commute, just a few slow areas, and especially as you try to deal with that restriction on eastbound Dodge. So I'll have another update coming up here live on First Alert 6 coming up in just about 8 minutes or so. We'll have the latest on how the commute's going, and you can always catch all the latest on any issues with construction, crashes, anything that would be impacting travel on our website where we have a traffic blog on firstalerts6.com. Hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday.